Y'all, it is a beautiful day outside. Amazing. I should be out riding because it did in fact pass inspection. Super pumped on that. I still need to get the exhaust pipe switched over. But anyway, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I appreciate you guys' time. So the comment on the last video, Brent, I hear you, man. I will be getting a video made for you and everybody else that watches about the kind of some sites and stuff around the general area, and throwing a little bit of history on that one. Probably on my next long ride, maybe on my mountain bike, or whenever I go out for my next really long run. So yeah, I hear you on that. Thanks for the comment, and I'll make sure to get that done for you. So today, we're gonna be working on the Acura TL. I'll go ahead and tag up here, wherever, somewhere, the other video that I did. So probably about a year ago, maybe, I replaced the valve cover gasket on the front valve cover here because it was leaking. It's old, and the exhaust manifold comes off right there, and it's just too many heat cycles, got dry rotted, cracked, so it was seeping a little bit. Now the rear is doing that, so that's what today's video is going to be. I'm going to go through and pull the valve cover off, go ahead and clean everything up really nice, and then get the new one put on. I don't know how much in depth wise I'll go. Like I said, it's linked up here. I covered it a little bit more in that video, so let's jump into it. All right, before I go ahead and hop into this little time lapse here, I'll kind of give you a brief overview of what exactly I'm going to be doing. First, I'm going to go ahead and move the air filter box right here. It just gives me a little bit more access to remove some other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these hoses and connections off all the way around. Get those out of the way. There is a hose underneath here, underneath the throttle body. I don't know if you can see it or not. My finger's pointing right at it. Got to disconnect that, and a couple other various things. I think I'm also going to go ahead and remove the strut tower brace here, just to give me a little bit more access back there, because I don't like trying to struggle to get things out. It just makes it easier. After that stuff's off, we're going to go ahead and remove this plate up top, just these bolts here. Once the plate's off, you can access the intake manifold bolts to pull the intake manifold off, and then once that's off, I'll check in and kind of show you where it's all seeping at, and yeah, that's what's gonna happen. All right, the intake manifold is off. Now you can kind of see, maybe on the camera, I don't know, but you can kind of see it looks a little greasy and gummy right there along the edges of the valve cover, indicating that it is in fact leaking. So now what we're going to do is, let's get this light set up real quick. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is remove this little wire loom right here off. We'll go ahead and undo the valve cover bolts. Also, we're going to have to get the coil packs and stuff like that off the back side. Again, that's why I pulled the strut tower brace off right here, just because I wanted more room to work. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get these wire looms off, Remove this power steering hose right here, and again, disconnect the coil packs, and then we should be able to access all the bolts easily and get this valve cover off. Get the old seals out and get a new gasket in. So pretty quick. Whoop. Here's the inside of the valve cover, top of the head. Looks really good. You can't really see, but back here along the exhaust manifold, just like the front, you can see where it's really wet and oily and stuff like that. So it's definitely what's seeping in the back side of this. And it looked like maybe right here, these little plug seals, little oil seals right here, it looked like maybe they were kind of a little old, and well, they're definitely old. It's got over 100,000, well over 100,000 miles on it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put like a rag or something over that to make sure nothing gets into the head. Go ahead and clean up the head, not the head, the valve cover, and start getting everything reassembled. All right, so here's the valve cover bolts I was talking about. It's got the little grommets. So what you want to do is go ahead and try to separate the rubber from the metal piece right here. If it works, they should probably be a little stiff. Go ahead and take a pair of snips, cut the rubber piece, get it out of the way, and then your metal piece should just slide right off. And there you go. Right now we got the bolts all clean, as well as the valve cover here. We're gonna take and start putting on the new grommets, the new oil seals I got sitting right there, and as well go ahead and get the new gasket on. But for this process, I like to take the new grommet, you can use WD-40 or grease or some other type of slippery substance. Go ahead and put it on the inside right here, a little bit like that. Take your bolt, stick it on, get a deep weld socket. It fits over the grommet like so. And if you want to, you can push it in with your hands, or I like to pop it on with a hammer, so I'll take and set it down, pop it on like that. There you go, your new grommet's on. Now for the oil seals, they go on the inside of the valve cover here. I'll do the same thing. I'll take and put a little bit of assembly lube around the outside of that, and you should be able to press these in by hand. They're not very tight. It's not like an oil seal on a camshaft or a main seal. And excuse the noise, there's a ton of motorcycles out on the road again today. But yeah, we'll go ahead, get these lubed up and stuck down into the valve cover here. Just like that. Okay, as far as getting the valve cover seal on, there are little notches on the seal that line up with the notches on the valve cover, so it basically goes one way. Go ahead and line everything up. Alright, these seals in. Now all that's left to do is clean off the surface area on the head where this is going to sit, and then we can go ahead and start reassembling everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that more or less has the majority of it back together like it needs to be and torqued down. I'll put these torque specs down in the description box again, as well as the gasket set that I used. I do need to do a little bit of fishing. I dropped this little nut down here, so that's gonna be fun to get out. All that's really left to do is to put on the plastic panels right here. Those are sitting up there, and the engine cover. And then I gotta do an oil change. And then the job is 100% complete.